Morning students, in the previous lectures we have seen the state variable analysis and design part 1. In this module we are going to see the continuation of your state variable analysis and design. So in module 1 we have analyzed the state variable or how to frame the state model for electrical network, mechanical network, and by different methods we have solved the state variables analysis, and a different analysis has been done by means of your differential function approach, transfer function approach, state variable approach. So under state variable approach we have seen the first canonical form, second canonical form, and by means of partial fraction method we have solved the solution, we have obtained the solution of the state model representation. So we have seen the different ways of obtaining the state model representation. In this module we are going to see the continuation of that. So under this module we are going to see what is meant by a diagonalization, how to obtain the diagonalization. For example, diagonalization is nothing but you're transforming the matrix into a diagonal form, and moreover all matrices cannot be converted to a diagonal form. And next topic is solution of state equation. Under solution of state equation we are going to obtain the solution to a homogeneous equation and non-homogeneous equation. So homogeneous equation means the difference between homogeneous equation and non-homogeneous equation is, under homogeneous equation you will be obtaining a zero input response, whereas in case of non-homogeneous equation you will be obtaining both zero input response as well as your zero state response. So now I'll be telling about the basics of this module 2. In depth we will see topic by topic and some problems under each topic. The last topic in this module is concept of controllability and observability. The first topic what we are going to see is diagonalization. Diagonalization is nothing but transforming a matrix into diagonal form, that is a diagonal matrix. Not all matrices can be diagonalized. For example, when you consider your state equation and output equation, so what is your state equation? X dot of t is equal to ax of t plus bu of t, and your output equation is y of t is equal to cx of t plus du of t. In this, to obtain a diagonal matrix, you are going to introduce a new vector z of t. So this z of t is nothing but your new state vector. So x of t is considered to be, you are assuming a new state vector in the form of x of t in the place of state variable, that is x of t is equal to m into z of t. M is nothing but your model matrix of A. Okay. So when you differentiate this equation, because in the place of x of t we are going to substitute m into z of t, in the place of x dot of t, after differentiating what value you are getting, we are going to differentiate. So here x dot of t is equal to m into z dot of t. Substitute the value of x dot of t and x of t in your original state equation. When you substitute, you are going to obtain m into z dot of t equal to am z of t plus bu of t. And in the output equation, wherever you have x of t, you need to substitute it with z of t into m. Wherever you have x of t, you have to substitute it with m into z of t. It is a new state vector. And wherever you have x dot of t, you have to substitute it with m into z dot of t. Okay. So in both your state equation and output equation, you are going to replace this x of t and x dot of t with a new state vector m z of t and m into z dot of t. So after replacing this x of t and x dot of t, you will be obtaining this particular equation. It is the modified form of your state equation, and this is your modified form of your output equation. Now in this two equation, that is in equation number 5 and 6, if this m is moved on to your right hand side, you will be getting z dot of t is equal to m inverse am plus m inverse b u of t. Y of t is equal to cm z of t plus du of t. So it is the modified form of your state equation and output equation. It is the modified form of your modified state equation and output equation. So in this, whatever you are getting, that is M inverse AM. So when you see the modified form of your state equation and output equation, you are getting terms like M inverse AM, M inverse B, CM, D. M inverse AM is nothing but your diagonal matrix. M inverse B is the new form of your B matrix, and CM is the new form of your C matrix. So when you identify, in case in any problem they ask you guys to diagonalize the complete state model of the system, you need to find out what is Z dot of t and what is Y of t. So this is nothing but your diagonalizing matrix or model matrix. M is nothing but your model matrix, and this complete equation is the diagonalizing state equation and output equation. And this equation can be written as Z dot of t is equal to inverted symbol. So this one you are going to represent it for M inverse AM. M inverse AM, where this is known as your diagonal matrix, and B with the tilted sign, it is the new value of your B matrix, which is nothing but M inverse B, and the new value of C matrix is represented as C tilted sign, and this is nothing but CM. So if you are supposed to ask for identifying your diagonalizing matrix, you need to identify all these matrices and you have to substitute in your modified form of your state equation and output equation. And this is called as your diagonalization. So we need to identify what is your M inverse, right? So M inverse can be written as M inverse is equal to, the formula to identify your M inverse is nothing but M inverse is adjoint of M divided by determinant value of M. So how we will identify the adjoint of M is nothing but adjoint of M is equal to, the formula to identify the adjoint of M is equal to cofactor matrix of M transpose. So what cofactor matrix? So I'll in the next class, in the next topic, I'll tell how to identify the adjoint of M and cofactor of M. So to identify your inverse, any inverse, you have to use adjoint of matrix divided by determinant value of your matrix. One problem we can solve to identify how to find the inverse of any matrix. Consider this problem, find the inverse of A. So A matrix given is 2 cross 2. So now we need to identify A inverse. So A inverse is equal to adjoint of A divided by determinant value of A. To identify the adjoint of A formula is, it is nothing but cofactor of A. Cofactor matrix of A transpose. So to identify the cofactor, the cofactor matrix is represented with C. So we will be getting the order of the cofactor matrix equal to the order of your A matrix. So in the given problem, the order of the A matrix is 2 cross 2. Therefore, the cofactor matrix obtained for this particular problem will also be 2 cross 2. Okay. Now, 2 cross 2 in the sense you will be getting C11, C12, C13, C14. Okay. So the value of C11, C12, C13, C14 we need, not C1, it is nothing but, so you need to obtain C11, C12, C21 and C22. Okay. So if you want to obtain C11, the formula to identify the cofactor matrix is Cij is equal to minus 1 to the power of I plus j into minor of your element. Minor of your element means I'll tell an example how to identify your cofactor matrix. Okay. To identify the cofactor matrix, the formula to be used is Cij is equal to minus 1 to the power of I plus j into minor of your element. I'll tell how to identify this minor of your element. For example, if you want to identify C11, you consider C11 you want to identify for this A matrix, it is equal to minus 1 to the power of, this is nothing but your I factor and it is nothing but your j factor. So minus 1 to the power of I plus j means minus 1 to the power of 1 plus 1. Minor of your element. It means that the first one represents your row and the second j represents your column. Okay. So in this, the first row and first column you should cut it off, and what factor is remaining, that will be your minor of your element. Therefore, for this problem, C11 is equal to 1. Okay. Next one, to identify your C12. Now you wanted to identify what is your C12. C12 means first row, second column. So cut your first row and second column. Formula is minus 1 to the power of I plus j. So minus 1 to the power of 1 plus 2 is nothing but 3. And the minor of the element obtained is 4. So we have got C11 is equal to 1. C12 is equal to minus 4. Now we need to obtain what is C21. That is, we have identified what is our C11 and what is our C12. Because we need to identify C11, C12, C21, C22. C11 over C12 over. We need to identify what is our C21 and what is our C22. So to identify our C21, the formula is minus 1 to the power of I plus j. I plus j means 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. In this second row and first column you should cut. So it is your second row. First column if you cut, you are getting the minor of the element to be 3. Therefore, C21 is equal to 3. Now we have identified 3 values. One is your C11. C11 what you have identified as 1. Next is C12. C12 the identified as minus 4. Next C21. C21 identified as minus 3. Now C22 you need to identify. So C22 is equal to minus 1 to the power of 4. That is 2 plus 2. So second row and second column you should cut to identify your minor of the element. Second row, second column after cutting, you are getting the minor of the element as 2. Therefore, C22 is going to be 2. Now, the cofactor matrix what we have identified is C111, C12 is minus 4, C21 is minus 3, C22 is going to be 2. Now, for this you need to identify the transpose to find the adjoint of A. So, to find the adjoint of A, you have to take the transpose. Transpose in the sense, whatever you have in the row, that will come in the column. So, here I will be getting 1, minus 4, minus 3, 2. So, it is your adjoint of A. It is your adjoint of A. Now, to identify your inverse matrix, you have identified what is your adjoint of A and also you have identified what is your determinant value of A. So after substituting everything in this particular formula, you are going to get the matrix A inverse as minus 0.1 plus 0.3, 0.4 minus 0.2. To check whether the answer what we have obtained is right, you can multiply your A inverse with matrix A. So when you multiply these two, you will get a identity matrix. So if you are getting identity matrix, then the output or the solution what you have obtained is right. If you are not getting any identity matrix, then you had made some mere mistakes. So you need to do a modification or you have to redo the problem. Okay. So this is how you need to identify your inverse of any matrix. Thank you, students.